Okay, so I'm gonna start teaching. I'm gonna start doing what you're supposed to do tomorrow. Okay, so start. I would say start with a warm up. Welcome the students and say, "Hey, how are you?" Okay, today we are going to talk about holidays, and you can type the word holiday on your whiteboard. Maybe in the middle, and say, what words do you connect to holiday? And then you say, and when they say another thing, you can also say vacation or vacations if they don't understand what a holiday is, and then you can write um, the words they say: plane, hotel, beach, etc. You can give them tips, beach, etc., adventure, and sort of come up with a warm up with an activation of knowledge, and that's it, right? After you, do you like going on holiday? Do you like, what is your favorite holiday? Some kind of talk, a little bit, not too much. They aren't really intermediate students at this point. They seem to have advanced a lot in grammar, but when it comes to expressing themselves, it seems like they would be still struggling a little bit. So then you go on to this material. You can put it on the screen and then say, okay, so we're going to practice past tense with some irregular verbs and regular verbs, which end in ed for past. Okay, so I'm talking very fast, very normal, because that's for you. You need to speak to them without a short words or short versions of words or expressions, idiomatic expressions. You need to speak very clearly, as I am doing right now. They are still basic students, basic level students. Okay, so then you can start. Then you can start asking them questions like this. Tell me three things you like to do or you like doing when you're on holiday. And then activities on vacation. Try to use synonyms so that they understand. Okay, and then you can go on to this and say in the correct place but the incorrect time. Make sure they understand this, and make sure they have an idea what this is going to be about. And just to make sure that they understand, you can just ask them, claro, do you understand? Is it clear? If they don't understand one word, they can Google it up. You can say, okay, open your Google Translator and translate. Google Traductor, and then they can translate the words they don't understand, and then you can go on, and then you can ask one person to read this introduction here, and then if everything is fine, then just go on to the text. First paragraph, one person, uh, and second paragraph, another person, and so on. They can read out loud so that you can check for pronunciation. Then afterwards, they can ask what these words mean. You know, They will come up with questions, and then you can say, okay, use your Google Translate to to find the words that you don't know, and that's it. And then when they understand all the words, then they should have no problem. Okay. And then after that, after they have comprehended the three texts part by part, reviewing the vocabulary afterwards, then you can discuss a little bit. What happened? Was this a good situation? No. Why? Try to make them speak a little bit. You can um, say a synthesis of the whole thing. This is going to take you about 25-30 minutes at least. Um, this whole thing. Um, then you can go on to the next image. I sent those images onto your WhatsApp, and I put them on the drive as well. So that's basically easy for you. You can go on to the next image and then start doing the activities that are suggested right there. These are communicative activities. It's pretty good. Okay, so here there's the instruction. Read the three letters and match them with the photos. Okay, so complete the sentences with Tim Gabriela wanted to go somewhere hot. Who? Okay, so you can, so who in the stories wanted to go somewhere hot? To a hot place, and see who tells you the name, and you can just write down the initial letter here. Team, wherever, right? Tom, or what is it, Tim? Tom, Gabriela, etc. And you will know if they have understood and all that. Yeah. Now, after these 6 questions, you can try to do letter C, find adjectives that mean very good, very bad, etc. You can go back, or you can skip that part if you want to, and you can give them this information. What is the past simple tense of these verbs? Be, was, or where, go, went, etc. And make sure they understand them, what it means. Be, go, rent. They make sure that they surely know these rent and stuff. And then you can probably do letter C on number 3 grammar, but it's just kind of repetitive. If you have enough time, if you think you're going good, then you can do that. But then otherwise, I would go to I would go to the speaking part, and formulate the questions yourself, right? And say, okay, now let's ask questions to our classmates. Questions, and the question is going to be, um, talk about your last vacation. Okay, so for example, whatever names they are, Eric. Um, uh, in your last vacation or holiday, and then you can ask the questions. You can formulate the questions. um, uh, where did you go? Where did you go? And see if they understand. If they understand, that's perfectly fine. If not, you can just copy paste that and put it on to the Google Translate, and or ask them to translate it. ¿Dónde fuiste? Where did you go? So that they understand. And you can also help them with the question. I'm sorry, with the answer. I went to, and that's it, and the name of the place. You can say, okay, the response, the respuesta, the answer can be fui a, I went to. So just do this follow up like that, and then go on with more questions. Okay, but they have to answer them, uh, and you can decide if they can produce the question. Probably not, because they haven't seen the syntax, the word order. So most likely you would have to come up with a question so that someone reads the question already formulated, and then that person, that student, asks another students. You formulate the question and you can say, okay, Itzel, you ask Eric this question. Read the question. Lee, read. And then she will go, where did you go? And then you can, then the person is going to answer this. And then you can ask the question, who did you go with? Who did you go with? And if they don't understand, then you can translate this and then just play it. And then just either read it or have them translate it. But yeah, make sure that the question is understood so that um, they can actually answer, right? So if we go like this,
¿Con quién fuiste?
you could do this probably. Let's see if we can, or ask them to do that, or um, or probably just read and try to pronounce it yourself, but making sure that they will understand all these questions. Um, I mean, these questions are going to be formulated, and they are going to be asked by one student to another, and the other student is going to respond. That's the job, helping them come up with this sort of conversation, question, answer, and that would be the closing, and it's going to be great. So I hope this helps, and if you have questions, you can ask me from 7 o'clock my time, Mexico City, until before the class, of course. Okay, so I hope this helps. And it's a shame that we couldn't plan um, the lesson as we had agreed, because I have a form and it's a step by step construction um, of the lesson plan with you, but you couldn't make it. So well, it's that's what I promised to send you this a video. I'm gonna send you this, and hope it helps. Thanks. Bye bye.